Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of The Sauce. Got a good one here. Wisconsin at Washington State. Washington State went into Wisconsin and beat them on their home field last year, so this should be a good one. Washington State opens up as 4.5-point dogs at home here. Total opens up at 53.5. Let's do it.
Welcome to The Sauce. The Sauce. Sauce. Hey, get the sauce.
So public seems to be slightly leaning Wisconsin here. Sharp action also seems to be coming in on Wisconsin as well. Line gets as high as 6.5, but it seems to be settled in at 6 even on most sports books. So like I said, we just saw this matchup last year. Washington State was 17.5-point underdogs. Wisconsin was ranked number 19 in the country at the time. Cougars beat them 17-14 on their home field. Wisconsin was even up 14-7 at half, got shut out in the second half. Huge upset. Wisconsin had 401 total yards of offense compared to Washington State's 253, and they lost. Look at Cam Ward's stat line in that game. How is this a road win in Wisconsin? 17 of 28, 200 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. How is that a win? Welcome to Graham Mertz football. Now, returning production in 2023, edge definitely goes to the Badgers here. Wisconsin returning an estimated 72% of their overall production from 2022, 27th best in the FBS. Washington State back at 78th, 99th on defense. So the Cougar defense definitely taking a big hit from last year. Big question for me in this one, what's Wisconsin's defense look like post Jim Leonhard? Because he's gone now. I guess he thought he was getting the head coaching job. I'm not going to speculate as to why he left, but he took a defensive analyst job at Illinois, I believe. But look at the last 5 years. Jim Leonhard just dishes out top 25 defense like they're Skittles. Last year in 2022, Wisconsin had just 3 returning starters on their defense. Didn't matter, still a top 25 defense. Now, if you take a quick glance at the Wisconsin-Buffalo game from last week, if you look at the quarterback stats for Buffalo, you may think he was able to play well and throw the ball in Wisconsin. I mean, over 63% completions, 2 touchdowns, no picks. That's a good game, right? Well, no. A 119 passer rating in college football is not good. He averaged just 4.7 yards per attempt, so don't read too much into those numbers. But the Buffalo rushing numbers have me a little more concerned for the Wisconsin defense. 30 carries, 122 yards rushing isn't much, just 4.1 yards per carry. It's whatever. But it's Buffalo on the road in Wisconsin. Jim Leonhard's Wisconsin defenses would not let Buffalo tally 4.1 yards per carry in their home field. Definitely not. And offensively, I think Washington State's going to be tough to stop this year. I mean, they bring back Cam Ward at quarterback, obviously. He looked excellent in week 1. Yeah, it was against Colorado State, but that's an FBS program, and it was on the road. He threw for 451 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's the most yards he's ever passed for in a game in his career. Last year, Washington State's biggest problem offensively was inconsistent offensive line play. You can see their 4 main beta rank ratings here. Effective rush is by far their weakest, back at 87th in the FBS. Problem was, last year, they lost 4 starters on their offensive line from the 2021 team. This year, they only lose 2. So I expect to see Washington State's run game take a step forward this year. And if Buffalo was able to rush for 4.1 yards per carry in Wisconsin, the Cougars should be able to run the ball at home in Pullman. Now on the other side, Washington State's defense, huge question mark here. I seriously question this unit. Last year they were solid. Brian Ward took over as defensive coordinator last year. They were 40th against the run, 30th against the pass, according to Beta Rank. One of the best defensive years in recent Washington State history. Not only did they lose a lot of pieces on that defense, but Brian Ward walks after just 1 year. Apparently, from what I'm reading, they couldn't agree on a contract extension, I believe. I don't know. That's from just basing that on what I read. I'm not 100% sure on the details, but he was there for just 1 year, and now they got a brand new DC and a lot of new faces. That defense should be worse this year. They did open the season with a great performance on the road at Colorado State. I hate Colorado State's offense, though. I'm not a fan of that quarterback. Yes, I know the second half of the season he turned up a little bit, but I'm not a fan. They held Colorado State to 20 carries, just 37 yards rushing. So give them a thumbs up for that. But that was Colorado State. This is Wisconsin. And look what the Badgers run game did to Buffalo last week. Wisconsin ran the ball for 314 yards and 4 touchdowns on 7.9 yards per carry. Braylon Allen is... If you've never watched Braylon Allen run the ball, YouTube some of his highlights. He's crazy. Absolutely bulldozed the Bulls. Normally, I'd say going into Pullman and winning the battle up front against Washington State is tough, but I am not big on this Washington State defense this year. I think Wisconsin should completely control the game with this offensive line. And I know Tanner Mordecai did not have a great game in his Wisconsin debut, but it's not like this dude's a sophomore making his second career start. He's a 6-year senior. I mean, we saw him start for 2 full years at SMU. We know he can sling the ball. If this was a more unproven quarterback, I'd be hesitant, but I'm not going to let one bad game trick me into thinking Tanner Mordecai isn't a dangerous passer. He is. Truly, I think Wisconsin's offense should do whatever they want in this game, and I can't believe I'm saying that on the road in Pullman. Washington State historically is a good team at home. I think Wisconsin's going to bully them, and odds makers agree with me. I mean, Wisconsin's team total set at 32.5. Road game in Pullman. So you guessed it. I like Wisconsin. I like Wisconsin to score a lot of points in this game. I do question the Wisconsin defense a little bit, and I like Washington State's offense with Cam Ward. I think they might score points right back. So I'm going to split my money in half. I'm going to put half on Wisconsin -6, and the other half I'm either going to put on the over at 58, or I'm going to take the Wisconsin team total at 32. I'll let you know Saturday morning. If you want my top bets, parlay the day, if you want to join the Discord where we give out live bets and talk some shit, or if you want to join the NFL Against the Spread giveaway, I'm giving away a Keenan Allen signed helmet in week 1. If you're interested in any of that, head over to KyleKirms.com. All the information's on the homepage. College football week 2, a lot of value on the board. Let's spread our money out. Let's be smart. Remember to bet responsibly, and I'll talk to you on Twitter.